In Iceland, we have a long history of sagas. These aren't just lists of kings and battles. They are stories of people who are changed by the harsh winters, the shifting tides, and the choices they make. We don't read them to see what happens. We read them to see who those people become. That is the essence of a character arc. It is the heartbeat of your story. Without a character who struggles and evolves, a book can feel a bit like a beautiful house that no one lives in. It might look nice, but it lacks warmth. I want to talk about how we build that warmth using something called emotional beats. Think of these as the small, quiet moments where a character's internal world shifts. It might be a brief hesitation before they speak, or a sudden realization that a long-held belief is actually a lie. These beats are the building blocks of transformation. Most stories follow a positive arc, where a character overcomes a flaw. Others might show a tragic downfall, or perhaps a flat arc, where the character stays steady while the world changes around them. But regardless of the direction, the change must feel earned. It starts with the lie, the false belief your character clings to for safety. As a writer, your job is to gently, or perhaps firmly, push them toward the truth. This transformation is what makes a reader care, and it becomes even more vital when we transition from the page to the ear. If you are an indie author considering an audiobook, you've likely found yourself at a crossroads. AI or human narration? It is a question of both craft and soul. A human narrator doesn't just read your words, they interpret them. They find the sarcasm in a line of dialogue or the grief in a quiet pause. They bring an emotional depth that AI, despite its impressive progress, still speaks of with a bit of a hollow ring. However, we must also be practical. Producing a human-narrated audiobook is an investment of both time and money. For many, that cost is the right choice because it builds a bridge of empathy between the voice and the listener. But AI narration is becoming a tool for those who might otherwise never be able to offer an audio version at all. It is about speed and accessibility. The choice usually comes down to the why of your book. If your story relies heavily on subtle emotional shifts, those emotional beats we discussed, a human voice is often the only way to do that justice. If you want a clear path through these creative and technical decisions, that's what Launchpad was built for. Every choice you make, from the first character flaw to the final voice recording, should serve the life of the story. The free roadmap walks you through every step of this journey.